Move the trash can. They had a Thanksgiving meal in here on Friday, so the trash can got moved. All right. Well, I'm so glad y'all are here today, and we get another opportunity to learn more of our Tai Chi. Thank you for taking the time to get me your information about your sweatshirt and your t-shirt. Um, I just think it's awesome that y'all have been committed to continuing to learn. And so these are, it's like a trophy. And but it's nice to know that you're part of a special kind of club of Tai Chi. And our shirt says Tai Chi for Falls Prevention, seeking balance every day. And so not just balance in terms of not falling. I mean, that is why our program is funded. But balance in the sense of life is stressful, and then Tai Chi is our little time to kind of slow down and breathe and move slow. And so there's balance in that as well. On the back of your shirt, remind you of our principles. And I'm always referring to our principles, specifically upright posture and slow, smooth, continuous. And then reminding you of the importance of weight transfer in developing muscle. And if it's true that the more able we are to stand on one feet, means that we're less likely to fall, then that's what we're doing without actually standing here on one foot. As we transfer weight, we are holding weight on one foot. And when we slow down, then we're on one foot longer and making our muscles stable, more like stabilizer muscles, so we're less likely to fall. So we're doing good things here. And being committed to Tai Chi is going to make the difference. Thinking about it doesn't help. Doing it is what helps. So we'll get started warming up, open and closing our hands. It's taking a few minutes to warm up our muscles. Especially when it's cold outside, we want to be mindful of warming our muscles for activity. It's easier in the summer because our muscles are acclimate to the temperature around them. So be extra mindful this winter as your muscles are cold when the air is cold to warm them up for activity. Ma'am?
I was calling my granddaughter.
Oh, okay. You're fine. I just didn't want you to have a question. All right. Stable stance. Our feet are a little bit apart, whether it be hip width, shoulder width. We have weight on both feet. We have upright posture. Our shoulders are relaxed. Hopefully we can breathe throughout. Just be mindful of not holding your breath. Let's do our warm up starting with our neck. Follow those hands all the way down. You can feel a stretch in the back of your neck. Or other neck exercise where we go side to side. We even use our principles in our warm-ups. So, you can do only just warm-ups. As long as you're practicing principle, then you're going to get those benefits from Tai Chi. Because I know some days we're very challenged by learning the moves in a certain order and then all the pieces and parts of those moves. So it can be overwhelming. So if you ever just want a simple day, come back to warm-ups. Roll our shoulders. forward first and then back. That sounds like the bus. It gave me a flashback of when I was little and I ride the bus and the bus driver up there had the little walkie-talkie thing that said what all the other bus drivers were doing. And sometimes it's hard to make yourself slow down.
I like this much better than the regular arm turns that you do in the regular exercise.
Oh, yeah,
This is relaxing.
it is relaxing. And it's good to do a variety of exercise. Of course, I'm a little bit biased to Tai Chi, but I also do cardio and I do weightlifting, so I do other exercises. But I will push my body to a limit, and then this exercises here just really get my muscles stretched. I've tried yoga before, but oh my, do y'all know how hard yoga is?
Mhm.
Good gracious, it's hard. You talk about some core strength. I'll be falling over and laughing because I can't even hold myself in the position they're trying to get me in.
I think chair yoga is better.
Yeah,
Oh, I love chair yoga.
without ever doing chair yoga, I would agree. Um, really, I have tried it and I'm not good at it. I do some yoga stretches at the end of my workouts, but yoga is different. It's more than just stretching. For our hips when it gets complicated because we shift weight to one leg. Challenge yourself to stay upright. Focus on breath and no tension. Excuse me. Knees. Let's step forward. Keeping both feet flat on the floor. That's the challenge of this movement, is keeping upright while you're shifting weight, keeping both feet flat on the floor. Love this move because we get shift weight side to side and shift weight front to back. So it just full range of motion of our joints. Ankles. I'm always surprised at how stiff my ankles can get. And this really stretches them out and warms them up at the same time. And then big toe, little toe, side to side. Little toe, big toe. We are ready. I'm gonna move this chair. My clothes are the chair is kind of distracting with my clothes. All right, we are ready. We're gonna go through our basic 6, and then we'll go into our advanced 6. I know we've kind of finished the moves. We're gonna challenge ourselves to go to the right. And then just practice more and more, because this is week, oh gosh, that's 2023. That ain't gonna do me a good to look at my 2023 calendar, is it? So this is week 14. So there will be 2 more weeks after this. And then if you're interested, we'll start again in January. I have the 7th on my calendar. All right, here we go. Ma'am?
Well, the time frames be the same? 10 o'clock?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Unless y'all have an opinion otherwise. I mean, y'all know I'm very flexible. Even if we were to want to have it on another date, I don't know as far as what has been put out there in the public, like dates and times, because I know SOWEGA advertises for the class. But as long as there's not a problem, I like the 10 to 11 and then the 1:30 and 2:30. And as far as I'm concerned, y'all are welcome to go to either class.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome to go to both classes. I mean, it's whatever you need or want. All right, here we go. Basic 6. Let's go through it. And commence. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Close it out. Once we learn it, it just makes that seem so short. And so keep practicing and get better and better at it. Keep practicing those basic 6 movements with all of our principles, and you'll get better at all of them one at a time. until you don't even have to think about them anymore because you just do them. Advanced six. Of course, they're advanced six, so they're more challenging. We start with brush knee. We're going from facing the front to facing the left. So we can't just jump over there. We have to shift weight as we go. So what we do is shift left, turn that right toe in and reach. And so this is our first opportunity to pivot on a foot. If you ever learn part 2, you pivot quite a bit in part 2. And so it is an advanced movement because the majority of weight is on the other leg, and you're turning that foot in with just a tiny bit of weight on that heel. And I always think of that turn as an arrow because that's the direction that we're going. And so once we put that foot there, when we step, then that foot is in a better place for us to be faced to the left versus if we just left it straight and tried to step, then we're at a weird angle right here. So that's the importance of turning that toe in. Remember, you can always make modifications to any movement for the sake of safety or to get you out of having pain. So if it hurts for you to turn that toe in, try shifting the weight and then stepping out and forward. And that widens your stance so that you can easier step and then follow step. And that's just what's going on with our feet. But that gives you a modification option if turning that toe in is painful. So we have shift, left, right toe in and reach. Shift right. We're going to bring that left hand and left foot back. Then step left. Bring this right hand around. Shift as I push. Follow step. Now play the loop. Step back right, turn hands. Remember, we're preparing then to pass each other. So I shift right as my hands pass each other, and when I get to my elbow, I follow step left. Remember, a follow step is a period at the end of a movement. A follow step gets no weight. The follow step foot is the next step. Parry punch. Step left, flip our hands. Shift to that left foot as my hands pass. When I get to that elbow, I step right, flip my hands. Shift right as my hands pass. When I get to my elbow, I step left. I make a guard out of my left hand. My right hand reaches back to my pocket and grabs a bouquet of flowers. Shift left as I deliver those flowers. Follow step right. Now we're home free. Block and close. Step back right. Release hands. Shift as my hands come down to my hips. Follow step left. Push the tiger. Step left. Shift left as my hands extend out. Follow step right. Now come to the front. Step right. Shift and left. Adjust the weight. Hands face, open and close. Close it out. All right, let's do it again. These are our advanced six movements to the left. Brush knee. Shift, right toe in and reach. Shift right. Separate, prepare. Step left. Bring this right hand around. Shift left as I push that right hand. Follow step right. Play the loop. Step back right, turn hands. Shift as they pass. Follow step left. Parry punch. Step left and flip. Shift and parry. Step right and flip. Shift and parry. Step left, guard, grab our flowers. Shift as I deliver them and follow step right. Block and close. Step back right, release hands. Shift as they come down to my hips. Follow step right. I meant left, sorry. Fake right. Push the tiger. Step left. Push. As I extend my arms. Follow step right to the front. Step. Shift. Step. Adjust weight. Hands face. Open, close. Close it out. Let's do it again. This time I'm not going to call out all the things. I'll just call out the names. Brush knee. Play the loop. Parry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. To the front. Open, close. All right, let's do it again. Brush knee. Play the loop. Parry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. In terms of our step size, keep in mind that these steps are really small. We're not going very far. So for instance, on our, let's see, our brush knee, there's this step, shift, follow step. Okay, so I'm here. Watch how far back this right foot steps for play the loop.
Did you say, are you saying brush knee as in your knee?
That's correct.
I'm trying to, I learned by association. I'm trying to associate that with my knee.
Okay, let me show you. Let me show you. All right, so remember, let me finish that point and then I'm going to get to that. All right, so when I step back, I'm literally going from here to here. Like you see how small, like sometimes I might go shift, step here. Like I barely move my feet. So don't wear yourself out trying to make these big steps forward and these big steps back. It's not that. It's the focus is more on the weight transfer than the steps. Yes, there is a step, but the weight transfer is what's more important because that's where all that magic is happening to get these muscles strong. So don't wear yourself out making too big of steps. And you might not be doing it. I'm just reminding you because when I think step, I think step, step, step. We're going places when we step. And so I just want you to understand that these steps are really small. The main thing is weight shift. We can't widen our stance too much and shift weight and feel stable. If we step way back here, when we go to shift weight to that back foot, we have to kick off on this left foot, kick off to even get back to that right foot. And that's not what we're trying to do. We're not trying to kick off. We're trying to have that stable stance, even if it's staggered. That's a staggered stance where one foot is further up than the other. So when I shift weight, my weight is over top of this foot. And then I move this foot. Then I put it back, shift weight. Now my weight is over top of that foot. So I can't go too far. I can't step too far and still have weight over top of a foot. Or else if you go way too far from it, you're going to be kicking off, and that's not what we're trying to do. I catch myself kicking off on waving hands and clouds. So I'll be stepped here, shift, and instead of completely grounding myself and shifting that weight over to this leg, I started catching myself step, shift, and kicking off on that foot. The way I caught myself is that I got on a floor that had just been waxed, and I kept slipping. And I couldn't figure out, why was I slipping? Well, it's because I was trying to kick off, and my foot was slipping on that floor. As soon as I changed it to shift weight and have my weight over top of this foot, then pick this foot up and move it, I was no longer kicking off. My weight was shifted. So just be mindful of that. How big your steps are, and that you are 100% shifting the weight so that you can move the other one. There's no weight there. All right, brush knee. Here's why it's called brush knee. Remember that these movements are, they come from a martial art, which is a fight, right? And so
Okay.
I'm going to pretend this is my front and this is my, well, I can go this way. This is my left. This is my front. Okay. So when I'm doing brush knee, I shift. What fake foot is that? That is my left. I shift left, right toe in. Here. All right. Right now, somebody is coming at my leg, and I need them not to get my leg, so I'm going to push their foot out of the way. So the way I push their foot out of the way is when I bring this hand down to my hip. In theory, what I'm doing is brushing that attack from my leg. So I'm brushing my knee.
Okay.
Now, when we do the movement, it looks more like this. Get closer so you can see. I bring it down to my hip, right? But what I'm in the fight, I'm not really having. That brush knee comes from here. I'm brushing that attack from my knee
Okay.
here before I step, shift, push. So
Okay.
it feels more like brush ear because you're kind of coming up by your shoulder or up by your ear, whenever you bring this around and attack. You're not really having a fight. You're not really attacking. But here I'm fighting. I never know what direction to turn. So here I'm fighting. Brush that attack from, boom. Shove them out the way. They're not going to be able to attack my leg or my knee. I come to my hip, bring this around. Now it's my turn to attack. Push. I push them out the way. In theory, I grab them and pull them and punch them here. Boom. Get them in the eyeball. More attacking. Boom. Boom. Here, guard. That's protecting myself. That's really a punch. I call it delivering flowers. They come at me. I'm back. Woo! I'm getting back. They missed me, and now I'm going at them. Push to the front.
Okay.
So that whole sequence is a fight sequence. And
And
that
I
brush,
can understand that when you gave it that way. Okay, thank you.
yeah, that brush knee is kind of a dumb name for it. But that's the intention, is that I'm brushing a foot attack that's going towards my knee. I'm brushing it off. But when
Okay.
you do the movement, you're not doing that. You're not really brushing, you're not making that movement.
Oh,
You're doing, come to our hip here.
okay.
So yeah, it's called brush knee, and that's why.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is a fight sequence, and it really feels like a fight sequence. Whenever I talk to you about, boom, there's your attack. You got them, now you got them. It feels like boom, boom, boom. They've made you made them mad. They're coming at you. You're like, ah. Now you push them off, and then you say, "I'm done with you." And you did.
The movements make sense to me now in terms of.
Good. And it feels like, I mean, it may feel like a fight sequence, but it's kind of like a dance too. In that the flowiness of it. If you were really in a fight, you wouldn't go slow, you wouldn't be smooth. So it's kind of like a dance that you're fighting. Now we want to do it to the other side. So we're semi-good at it going to the left. Now we want to do it to the right. In theory, it's real easy because we know the moves. We just have to do it completely opposite. So when we're going to the right, we shift right, left toe in and reach. Shift left, separate, prepare. So we brought that right foot, right hand back. Step right, bring this left hand around. Shift right as I push and follow step left. Play the lute. Step back left, turn hands. Shift as they pass, and when I get to that elbow, follow step right. Parry punch. Step right and flip. Shift and parry. Step left and flip. Shift and parry. Step right, guard, grab our flowers. Shift as we deliver. Follow step left. Lock and close. Step back left, release hands. Shift as they come to our hips. Follow step right. Push the tiger. Step right. Shift as I push. Follow step left. Now to the front. Step, shift, step, hands face, open and close. So that may feel so backwards after learning it to the left.
It does.
When I very first got trained in these moves, do you know what they did? They taught us the moves to the left and then sent us home. They said, all you got to do is do it to the left or the right side. It's all the same, just opposite. We didn't even learn it in class. They just sent us home.
It feels awkward.
It feels weird because we're just getting used to doing it that way. So we don't want to do it too many times to the left before we do it to the right. So we want to kind of have the same amount of experience in some extent. Also know this, if you're right or left-handed, the first, oh gosh, I'm going to blow my own mind because I lie to y'all because I do mirror image. The first one that we do to the left, we push with our right hand. If you're right-handed, then that's easier. That feels more natural to come and push with that right hand. If you're left-handed, that's going to feel unnatural. So when you get to this side and you bring that left hand around and push with your left hand, that's going to feel more natural to you as a left-handed person. That's what I have found in my time of teaching this class. is that right-handed people have an easier time going to the left, and then left-handed people have an easier time going to the right with that movement. So that may factor in too. All right, well, let's just practice it going both ways. Brush knee. Play the lute. Hairy punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. All right, I'll talk you to the left side. Shift right, left toe in and reach. Shift left, bring that left, excuse me, bring that right foot back. Step right, bring this left hand around. Shift right as I push left, follow step left. Play the loop. Step back left, turn hands. Shift as they pass, get to that elbow, follow step right. Parry punch, step right and flip, shift and parry. Step left and flip, shift and parry. Step right, guard, grab flowers, shift as I deliver, follow step left. Block and close. Step back left, release hands. Shift as I bring them to my hips. Follow step right. Push the tiger. Step right. Shift as I extend my arms. Follow step left to the front. Step, shift, step, hands face, open and close. Close it out. So we know that the more we practice it, the better we'll get. Let's just go to the right again. Coming from open and close. We shift right, left toe in and reach. Shift left, bring that right foot, right hand back. Step right, bring this left arm around. Shift as I push, follow step left. Play the loop. Step back left, turn hands. Shift as they pass, follow step right. Parry punch. Step right, flip, shift and parry. Step left, flip, shift and parry. Step right, guard, flowers. Shift as I deliver and follow step left. Block and close. Step back, release hands. Shift as they come to my hips. Follow step right. Push the tiger. Step right. Shift as I push. Follow step left to the front. Step. Hands face, open, close. Close it out. Any questions? Have I confused you anywhere?
That's hard to remember.
It's a lot. It's a lot, but just think, at one time, those basic six were as foreign as our advanced six is now. Now we're getting better and better and better at basic six, and our advanced six, that's our challenge. So now we'll work towards it until we can put it all together. And then one day you're going to go, what's next? Teach me more, because that's easy. So let's do, even if it's sloppy, even if you're just stopped and just looking at me, let's go through advanced six or basic six and advanced six, both sides. Now, when I finish my basic 6, I'm going to be here and I'm going to have to move over here to start advanced 6. So I only have to do that because I'm limited in my space. So when you see me do that, don't let that confuse you. So let's start from the top and commence. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. All right, advance 6. Brush knee. Play the loop. Parry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Oh, we're not closing it out. Sorry. Brush knee. Play the loop. Parry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Close it out. So remember earlier whenever I said, if you follow principle and just do your warm-ups, you can get the benefits of Tai Chi and not have to worry about the stress of all the pieces and parts of movements done in a certain order, which is Tai Chi. So we're seeking balance. Work hard, move towards knowing your movements, and then go, you know what? Today we're going to take it easy. So, do some Tai Chi each day, but you don't have to do all of that. So, that's the beauty of Tai Chi. We can get benefits following principles, just doing the warm-ups. All right, let's cool down by giving ourselves a nice fist massage. We'll have 2 more weeks of practicing it, and then we'll get a little break for holidays, and then we'll come back and start it all over. So if you want to stay in a beginner class, that's what this is. We start from all the way back to the beginning. I don't see why I can't do an advanced class if the interest is there. I know Gwen is interested. I know Gwen and Sharita have done it before. So, and we just do more and explore it in a different way. So if that's something you're interested in, just let me know. You don't have to decide today. We're gathering tension and letting it go. Big shoulder circle, One more. We have our right right fist representing our strength, our left fingers together, our friendship, our thumb in, our humility. And we put those together in mutual respect. We say, Namaste.
Namaste.
And that is on our shirts that y'all will be getting in the mail. I'll put them in there this afternoon, right here on the bottom. Namaste.
Have you taken it before too, Kathy?
So y'all have a great week. I hope you have a easy Thanksgiving that doesn't have any stress or bad feelings. I know the holidays aren't always a good and easy time for everyone. So, but we'll make the best of it. If we find ourselves stressed, find a quiet place to breathe. And, even if you do some of those open and close moments to bring yourself within, because it can be stressful. But I don't want it to be for y'all. That doesn't mean it won't be, but I don't want it to be. Because why? I love you. That's why. I want y'all to have a good holiday, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Okay? All right. Happy Thanksgiving.
Everyone.
All right. Bye. Love y'all.
Love you too.